1 June, Captain Jack's birthday, 2026. By the way, that's a big ass bucket. Well, for people, I don't even know if I posted the video. My path is up there, going to my home site. I made a little path over there and could creep down this hill. I called it a secondary home site. I dug this little, I was like, if I can fill some of this in, mind you, I only went up a few feet. And you can see it collecting water down there. But like one rain and it ate a little channel through my little 5 feet high berm. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to put a pipe in there. Just slowly take my time to build this up. But other things happen. My wife don't want these trees down. Other people thought I had other things to do. And I never really get around to doing things I want to do. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go do this. Now, don't get me wrong. I got my nice $35,000 excavator. That bucket was rock solid when I got here. And I believe I'm doing a lot of bulldozer work with an excavator. Which is why I tried to win one. But, clearly, it can be done. Ripping into the ground, flattening it out. But what I decided to do this time, instead of, let me see if I can back that out. Instead of trying to dig some stuff up and go make it and a little higher and a little higher, I just came around right here. I said, I'm going to rip as far into that as I can go and turn around and fill it up. And go high, as high as it needs to be. So then, because we're on such steep hills, that in order to get even a mediocre pond over here to the left, I mean, you can see, let's say, shipping container's 40 foot, so 60 feet over that way, we're almost at ground level again. Which means a 60-foot pond would be, 30 feet up to this thing. To this little dam, let's say I'm making. Which is very, very high. Wonder if I can zoom down and see any water down there. Maybe down there. But, and I would really, really like to connect it into my road right up there. That goes to the house. Clearly we have some very mature, good trees. Leslie nor I want to take those out. But, I mean, look at that one. I just decided, it's like, maybe we can keep this in the center of the pond. I mean, it's probably $1,000 tree. Perfectly straight, nice, solid. But, so what I was doing, it's really the best way around here, is I was slowly ripping, slowly doing everything. I'm always taking my time, trying to do it right, and I'm like, you know what, I can't do this. I got big machines, it costs a lot of money, gas is double what it was almost. So I'm just going to rip as much as I can into that hill and turn around and put it here. And you got to figure, this was a small pass. So I went back another 15 feet maybe. And that's it. It was looking like that. Maybe 5 feet, 4 feet. 4 feet ripped in. And now it's maybe 10 feet high over here. By the way, we got good clay veins. I have found 4 or 5 good clay veins. It looks like shale right there. But you can go in there and touch it. It's like liquid clay. So I've got one over there by my house. It is perfectly like potter's clay, like you would buy in a store, which is very good. Anyway, the plan is to have a big circle, maybe go a little bit higher, connect into the path up there and connect in up there. So you can just come straight down this way, come in from that trail, cross over the, should be a pond, excuse me, right there, and walk down here to a very big home site, because I'm going to rip tons of that out. It's almost like a waste of dirt though. I don't really want to put it on this side because it's so steep, you just almost like waste it for how much dirt you get. You get another, what, 3-4 feet over here to the left. And I know it looks all nasty, but a lot of the other places we've done this, after a year or two, when the logs get all dry, just reach over the big excavator, pull them up, cut the big ones up for firewood, and the small ones just set ablaze. But it is super steep down that way. Super steep. So here, since my excavator was down here, said low fuel, and I debated. I mean, I could have drove it back up there, but it's a lot of wear and tear on the undercarriage. 100,000 pound machine. So I decided to get my army truck. A gentleman named Chris is wanting to buy, but my cousin Ben is not returning my phone calls or text messages. So I might have to seek some alternate arrangements. Use my SF ways, get some things done. But I came down here, and you can sort of see the path. Came down here. What did I do? I think I turned to the right. And it just kept, getting my wheels. I did not have Leslie as a ground guide. She wasn't over here, so I'm just guessing. Mind you, this is steep, to say the least. And just went forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Eventually backed it up. And then the little nozzle on the fuel didn't reach. I didn't have my right hand man, my wife, to ground guide me in. So to get in and out, backing up 6 inches at a time. They were almost touching the excavator and the army truck before my hose would reach. But the good thing this time, I did come over here. I tried to straight. Wow, there's my. Glad I seen that. Here's my grease gun. And I came over here with the excavator, and I said, hey, maybe I'll just make a little path there, but I just didn't feel comfortable with it. I said, I can back the army truck up. Let me go over here and then turn around. I think it's starting to rain. But it's still a little drop off there. I had that gas tank strapped down. If it tilted a little bit, it would come up. None of those army trucks and damn near go anywhere. But I would have had to make that huge turn. So I decided just to, since Leslie was with me, went ahead and pulled up over here. People's like, man, this is the dumbest channel ever. I ain't watching it. But pulled up way over there. And then she got my tires, probably right there, right up on the edge to where I was about ready to go over. And then I could just easily make that turn and go up that way. And for Chris, I don't know if you've used these machines off-road or not. Be honest, I don't know if you're going to end up with it. It's jumping through hoops, and maybe that's God telling me to keep it. I don't know. Anyway, went way up there. Got my fuel tank, 400-gallon fuel tank back up there. Let me grab this before I forget it. Which, by the way, I'm not going to call him out. Guy sent me the wrong stuff on Amazon. Looked up his number, called him. A lot of people said, hey, his grease tubes it's good grease for the money, but his tubes are bad. Said he fixed them. I bought 40 tubes of his good stuff. Bought 10, and I originally said, you know what, let's get 40. Tried to cancel the first order. It didn't let me. But the 10 were the wrong stuff. I called him, said, I don't want to leave you a negative review. Any chance you want to make it right? Sent me 10. But, yeah, they suck. I ain't saying the grease sucks. But when you try to pull that metal cap off, the whole thing rips off. So then it just gets stuck in your tube. It's not worth the $2 a tube. So, I do have his number. Maybe I'll give him a call. I'm not one of those bitch or guys, so I'm just going to ask him, you plan on fixing that? If not, I'm going to order my grease elsewhere. But, ow. Let me put this up here before I forget. But anyway, I've been wanting this done for a long time because we tried to get a well drilled and they quoted us like $7,000 for the first 100 feet, and then another whatever, 25, 35. It's gonna be about 10 grand. And I was like, okay, fair enough. What's the I said, give me a percentage. He said 50. 50% of hitting water for 10 grand. Not a chance. So I've been thinking about ways of collecting water for a while. And this big, nice, huge, deep pond. I've looked at some good water purification systems. Even some, what do they call, Roman shallow wells. It's basically, think of a pool filter. It's full of sand. Got your pipe down in there. Same as a pool filter does. But, sorry, a bunch of people write me. Video's going on 10 minutes. It feels like it is starting to rain. I got my little Land Rover up there. So I might close up old Jessica here. By the way, I have no idea how she ended up being called Jessica. Ashley, my smaller excavator, is called Ashley because my brother's wife is small. And, hold on. Okay. Oh shit. I hope that's facing the same way. Well, I didn't expect it to start raining that hard that fast. Shortcut it up there. You know what, fuck it. I was going to go over there and show that big steep climb that truck had to do. Where did I park the Land Rover? You know what? It's been a while since I've been damp, sweaty, nasty, and broke some brush. Okay, let's go this way. Well, this is why I want this road over this way. It's gonna fill my shoes full of dirt. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh! Yeah. Called that one spot on. So, yeah. It's coming along though. If it rains super hard, we'll get all the rain coming down and eating that path right through there. Hopefully it don't rain too hard. I know. You're probably thinking, why am I watching this video? I need to start numbering these. My wife really don't want me to start talking politics on here, but I think it's a necessary evil to the world we're in. I think that's really some of the reasons why homesteaders become homesteaders. We got a lot of people here in Kentucky talking about their cars this way. Price of their electric bill and water bill and everything going up through the roof. And, well, my electric bill stays the same because it's solar panels. But there is some cost. It never would be affordable at all if you had somebody else do it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just too expensive. Doing it yourself, getting on some of these online channels, have people help you out. Come on, find an easy way out. Always gets hard right up next to the edge. All right. Whew. Yes, I'm 45. I felt it. All right. So, anyway, solar, yeah. Get on it, boys. It ain't getting any cheaper. Silver doubled this year. Solar panels got a lot of silver in them. You got the data centers going in everywhere. It's almost like they're trying to do this stuff on purpose to us. So, get you some solar, buy you a used excavator, dig you a big ass hole, several of them, so you can get some water. Hey, plant some seeds, get you some chickens. You know, you're set. Whew. And run every day. That hill should not have got me out of breath. Well, my wife showed up here and said it's going to pour. Now, if that's that sprinkle we just went through, I should be down there still working. But, by the way, these cars, sorry, I got spider webs in my nose. These cars, nobody likes them. Because when the suspension fault goes and the air shocks go, well, you got to rely on somebody else to fix it. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose. They're expensive. Extremely, actually, expensive. But once you become a master on what's all wrong with them, you can buy these things for dirt cheap. We are looking at a 2006, just like this. He wanted $3,500 for it. Whew, I offered him $25. He said it's got an exhaust leak and O2 sensor. I said, does the suspension go up and down like it's supposed to? Any faults? He said, no. Like this one, we got to get in, do a little special code. I finally figured it out after a year. It'll pump up the suspension, go pull the fuse, and then it stays up. So, you know, however, they got V8 engines, plenty of power. Typically 300,000 mile engine, no problem, as long as you don't abuse it. Change your oil. Now the Range Rovers with the superchargers, I believe people that make these, getting into politics, sorry, make these fancy cars, they know that rich people ain't going to drive them once they're a few years old. Anybody can afford a $130,000 Range Rover Autobiography, they ain't driving it for 10 years. So they put, what was the biggest problem? All of the timing belt tensioners. They made them out of freaking plastic or aluminum or something. So that would can in the end, that would blow up the engine. And then they made a 5.0 supercharged engine with plastic coolant pipes. So I made the mistake of purchasing one of these from somebody that said all the problems were fixed. They got the timing belt tensioners fixed. Did an engine swap because they blew their engine. Did the upgrade. However, clearly, whoever did that for them, they should fire the mechanic and never use them again. If the engine is out, doing the coolant pipes are a 10-minute job. You know, put aluminum coolant pipes on there, you're ready to rock and roll. But if the engine's in, you got to remove the supercharger, and it's a, I think what they say, 14-hour job that I'm about ready to have to get into. However, hopefully I can get me another one of these for $2,500. Because I, unlike all these young folks, and they say, well, who cares, blah, blah, blah. I personally don't want a car that records me. Not that me and my wife get freaky too often, but if I want to get freaky in the back seat of my car, I don't need it recording me and my wife getting freaky in the back seat. And for everybody that's unaware, that's precisely what cars do. My son-in-law bought a new car, and I was telling my wife about these. All these new cars that record you and know what you're doing, see your facial expressions. She thought I was full of shit, and I said, well, let's go ahead and look it up. Well, like normal, I was right, she was wrong. Sorry, Morgan. She's actually very intelligent, doing good in life, but I am Mr. Conspiracy Theory, research everything. A lot of people don't know Ford. For instance, if you're a Ford man, like I used to be, never buy them again, they filed patents to allow their car to call the police on you if they think you're intoxicated. And they can shut your car off in place and wait for the cops to get there. That's what Ford is doing for its customers. You know, so we're going into a whole new world, and you know, I always say, why fight the inevitable? I tell a lot of people that with AI and this, that, and the other, but by golly, I do not need my car spying on me. And you know, there's some perfect examples. Congressman Massey, a few other people. You know, what if you're out in the field chainsawing, and one of your buddies just cut his leg off, chainsaw hit it, and you get in your car ready to just zoom to the hospital, and it shuts you down. You are driving recklessly. Our AI says that you are not capable of driving because it sees your emotional state as your buddy's bleeding out because his foot's hanging off. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. So we're gonna let AI tell us when we can drive or whatnot. So me personally, if I can just pick up 2 or 3 of these Land Rovers, 25, $3 grand a piece, and I will do what the military does. I will make one of them a parts vehicle, and just keep using them. I like it. It's one of the softest cars off here. You get that suspension pumped up, it drives off here pretty good. I'm sort of just talking to talk, because as you can see, I don't have any neighbors back here. So this is my ramble. I think I'm gonna do what Barry, the Kentucky guy, started a channel. He just made his 600th video and said, yeah, I never thought I'd get to that. Doing very good. Good for him. So that's who I watch for dinner. Which, by the way, anybody, absolutely anybody that follows the conspiracy theory, he was one of them. I watched him go from an atheist to believing in God, because it's all right there in front of you if you actually study it. Everything to hide from you. Anyway, now I'm definitely going down a rabbit hole. I'll stop. But I don't think it's going to rain too hard. I might go back out there and put Jessica back to work. But now that we're over here, let me show you what I got. Right here. Right here. Good old, you know, I don't know if I ever did name her. As big as she is, it's got to be a her. Anyway, that is what got my fuel down to that thing. And boy, did she get down there. I did say I was originally just going to go with a crane holding it. I felt it'd slop around, especially on this big hill. So there are some chains and chain binders going through the feet of that thing, so it's not just holding it up with a crane. So, yeah, I'm just gonna stop right here and remind myself why I bought this. Why I allow these mice to bother me. These dogs that have ticks all over them. What's up, baby? I was talking about who else can have a wife that hot out in the middle of nowhere land. I'm gonna zoom in on you just to show everybody what I'm talking about. Huh? Was you gonna turn around? Ooh, she turned around for you, folks.
What are you doing?
I'm videoing. I gotta make our channel. We gotta make some money somehow.
I can't hear shit. I have music in my ear.
I said I'm videoing. We gotta make some money somehow. Since you won't learn how to video at it. Dude, I gotta switch hands because I keep seeing my fingers up there. So this little deck, we had a sawmill. I really wasn't using it. I'm very thankful the gentleman got it from me. It's my type of guy, definitely. Super excited for him, matter of fact. I should probably give him a call and see if he's enjoying it. But everybody's like, you can't build stuff out of freshly lumbered wood. And we had to clear out a lot of trees here. What's up, Chill? What you doing, buddy? Yep, act like you're not paying attention. So I'm like, hey, let's just mill some 2x6s here and build this thing. Dude, this deck has been solid. We were actually milling some like deck boards, which by the way, they've been down there years and you can go down there and pick them up. And they're still solid. Like when you start realizing the difference between hardwoods and pine, But we had about a fourth of the deck done. It's like, hey, listen, we got a lot of other projects. Let's get this sawmill put away and get to work. We were still living in a tent over there, didn't have the house built. So we just threw down some of these boards, and clearly, as you can see, they're not even covering the edge. It was just, we only put 1 or 2 screws in them. It was just like a temporary thing. It's been here, I don't know, probably 3 years now, rock solid. Somebody that says you can't build with freshly milled logs is well, full of shit. I do feel the rain coming. Maybe got out of there just in time. Yes, I can hear it getting more and more. By the way, I did not know this. If you put any feeders out for squirrels, they're not like birds or anything else. They'll come get them when they need them. They will empty every peanut out of there once they realize it's there. So, and this is the debate, folks. Matter of fact, what do we got? 26-minute video? We should post this. That little tree right there, it's on our property. That big one right there is on our property. The survey marker's way down there. And, well, I personally like having my 3.3 mile view way down there. You could sort of see it when I was over there, looking down that way. You know, over a half mile across the lake. But my wife, she doesn't like me cutting any trees down. So, I get a beautiful view when it's cold and I can't come out here and enjoy a fire. Because, you know, it's like 10 degrees outside. But she likes her privacy, I guess. You can be down there on the lake looking up for this spot and can't even see. You don't even know. So, I think that's it. Our hummingbirds, which I was concerned wouldn't come back, they're supposed to come back every year. They will drink all 4 of these hummingbird feeders dry in a day. 48 hours. 48 hours. Hey, tough out, baby. See, I thought she don't hear me. She probably don't. But we got our little youngins. I would like to get this thing officially cleaned up. Get a house with a garage, blah, 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 but it is what it is.
I can't hear it.
I know. What's up, Carmel? Carmel, you got anything you want to say? Bark, bark, bark. Carmel, bark. Good girl. Here's these. This is the only set of chickens we've had that are scared to death of everything. Oh, where's the rest of them? All the other ones are normally like so happy we're around. Okay, let's get my battery charger out of the rain.
It said full.
I bet it did.
It did.
I bet it did. Just leave it in the rain over there.
Can't hear you.
Leave it in the rain. Well, you know, see, if you're new to the channel, you will realize that this morphed into this. Just, you know, for anybody's new watching this, I am thinking about starting to label these and start from scratch and do a new video. So let me walk out here. That was supposed to be the house. These blocks, which are supposed to be over here. And so I'll just do a quick update right here. This little, we're going to call it an oversized shed for when we lived in the tent over there. We're just trying to get the tools and everything out of the tent. We built this. And then we're like, well, we could get out of the tent and live in something solid, because when it rained really hard, the floor would get a little soggy. And we're like, well, if we're going to live in that while we build the big house, which ended up being that, why don't we drag it over there so to be closer to where we're building. So then we drug it over here, and then that was right about the time my buddy Chad that lives, he's got a secondary home over there. Well, it's starting to rain. Just like, remember this, second floor of this part, where it got super cold and it blew all of his plumbing. And I went over there to help him fix it, and every one that we fixed, he turned on the water and it was blown somewhere else. It basically did his whole house. I'm like, F that, I'm not playing that game. So then me and my wife did a poured some block, pour a footer, put some block, put up on that. And then we're like, you know what, we got 4 dogs, 5 dogs. I'm like, that might be a little too small. So then we made a little bit more because our water had to be inside for the winter. I'm gonna have to do like a #1 video and walk around. This has been a long video. But there's a tote in there, right there. There's all our batteries and inverters. So this is why we got a French door down here, so we can get a water tote in there. And we pump it from there and there, and then it does our house. And so then, like, well, we got a laundry room now, and this was gonna be our bedroom. And then we're like, well, if any guests come, because our daughter, my stepdad would come down here, my daughter, son-in-law would come down here, every now and again my son swing by. Like, where are they gonna stay? So then we just went up, and since my wife doesn't like heights, we ended up, there's bald eagles around here every day, although that is not one of them. Every day, they love eating our chickens. So we're like, you know, what can we do? Let's just go ahead and put a master up there. So we got a master bedroom, master bathroom. And because my wife is definitely afraid of heights, we built that roof on the ground, picked it up with the excavator, set it up there. So that excavator has paid dividends. Good old Jessica, she has earned her keep. So, well, that's it. I'm done yapping. It's early, 3 o'clock maybe. Feels like about 5 or 6, and I wanted to be back at work. However, it's sprinkling. Here is Tiger. He's the one male out of the bunch that we got. And they're doing good. Get along fine with the dogs. He hasn't eaten a chicken yet, so we're assuming that's good. And we rescued 5 cats. We were unfortunately told that they were in good health. And if they were told, hey, you might want to look into them, do your thing, I think I could have saved the other one. But, yeah, I don't even want to talk about that story. Anyway, got all the other ones healthy after the fact. And here is what we call our... I think I'm yapping just a yap now. So I need some neighbors. There is our mini coop. And there is the big coop. We had a coop with windows and doors in a roof when we lived in a tent. There are our 2 chicken runs together. And there is our, that was the first coop. My guardian angels looked after us and got for us. And that is now the medium coop. So we got medium, large, small. And then here's some herbs rocking and rolling. Why is it not working? I'm pushing all these buttons. Anyway, need to really get rid of all this. Get it over there. There's a lot that needs done, to be honest. But, hey, look at that. Got the hummingbird rocking and rolling.
Hey.
Yeah, they want another one. They are all over. They don't even...
I just filled those up.
Huh? Oh, you refilled them? I bet we can sit right here. They'll come back. There's one down. There's one down there at the end.
Do you think that black thing could be shifted easy?
We have lots of black things, dear. You talking about the black storage unit?
Because I want to put the cat house right here.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, dear, but I'm a man. And there are always deals that can be made. What do you got? You got any suggestions? I'm sure we can
I
get
won't poison your food.
we can get it moved wherever you want to get it moved.
No, seriously. I kind of figured if I push this down, then I can put the cat house right there, and they can jump in and out of the window.
Okay. Well, hey, that's it. Bones, I'm getting off. 34-minute video. You got anything you want to say? You got anything you want to say? Bark, 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 Bones. Bones!
She's
You
like,
let me
I
down.
am. I'm looking myself.
Lotto, bark. He's never been good at it. Bones, bark. Good girl. Lotto, Lotto, you got anything you want to say? Bark. He just panics. All right, that's it. Peace out.